We've tried to highlight the insane double standard that the media has brought towards reporting on the Tara Reade allegations against Joe Biden than they did on Christine Blasey Ford, Julie Swetnick, and Deborah Ramirez's allegations against Brett Kavanaugh. Of course, the New York Times took 19 days to cover the story. Well, it took CNN 5 days in order to cover that story. And actually, the Daily Wire has a new report out there. So 5 days after the New York Times, CNN has finally covered the sexual assault allegations against Joe Biden. And in the same time period against Brett Kavanaugh, they had 700 articles. 700 in the span of the 19 days between the time that the allegations against Kavanaugh were made public and the Senate then confirmed him. Now, yeah, look, Kavanaugh was in the headline probably 700 times. We're not saying there should be 700 stories about Tara Reade. But, you know, the CNN story that has been published here is, quote, Democrats grapple with questions about Tara Reade's sexual assault allegation against Joe Biden. Grappling with questions. What? What exactly is being alleged here? Top Democratic allies are being asked to respond to an allegation of Senate. No, they're not covering the allegation.
Right.
They're covering top Democratic leaders are being asked to respond.
Right. Those poor Democratic leaders, they're in such a, my heart just bleeds for them, Saagar. You know what? Katie Halper, who, of course, was the first person to have an interview with Tara leveling these allegations against Joe Biden, pointed out to me, which I think is really very telling, that a lot of the first feminists who even covered this story, and many of them, of course, cover it in this like, well, there's many red flags, and here's why she's not credible, in a way that the right covered, you know, the Dr. Ford allegations. So they just picked right up on the there must be due process, and here's all the red flags, and, you know, victim smearing approach. But also, the frame of many of those articles was that same, like, we're the victims here for having to deal with these allegations, and it's so hard for us to have to struggle with this. That was the framing rather than the allegations themselves, just like the CNN.
That's what this CNN story is about, how hard it is for Gretchen Whitmer, the all-star, right, in order to deal with this. She goes, this is what Gretchen Whitmer said on NPR when she was asked about this. Well, I think women should be able to tell their stories. I think it's important that these allegations are vetted from the media and to beyond. And I think that, you know, it's something that no one takes lightly. It's also something that is, you know, personal. And so it's hard to give you greater insight than that, not knowing about the situation. Real clear stuff there from Gretchen Whitmer, feminist icon, resistance governor.
So Gretchen Whitmer has gotten asked about these allegations. And
not Joe Biden.
Bernie Sanders has gotten asked about him. AOC has gotten asked about him. Joe Biden.
Not Joe Biden.
Still has not gotten asked about. I mean, the media failings on this story have been so epic on every level. And of course, it takes New York Times 19 days to cover it. Takes CNN an additional 5 days after that. But in that New York Times story, what was revealed, it was actually changed at the Biden campaign's request.
Yes.
And again, the headline was not, there is a sexual assault allegation against Joe Biden. It was another one of these, like, what to make of Tara Reade grappling with this allegation. And by the way, Senate staffer said it didn't happen. Well, she never told them that it had. It was never part of the story that she told them that it happened. It's just outrageous. And again, look, we don't know what happened on that day. We don't know what happened with Dr. Ford on that day. All we're asking for is for these matters to be treated in a fair and consistent manner, regardless of the position of power or the ideology or the party affiliation of the person who is accused.
And that's
all we're asking for here. I don't think that's crazy to ask for.
And to give you a better idea of the CNN story, right, is that an entire thing, multiple paragraphs about the Democratic response, then has a story about the allegation. The allegation is second to the Democratic response. And then Biden's denial is immediately listed there as well. It's about story construction, right?
Right.
If you bury something in the 40th paragraph, you think anybody's going to see it? No.
Right. Where the headline is poor Democrats having to deal with this. Unbelievable.
It's just an amazing. So thank you to the Daily Wire for pointing that out. 700 articles versus one. Okay.
Says it all, guys.
All right.
We're rising for you after this.